Francois, so about 2 months ago, your MD Mark was here on his roadshow, and as a part of that roadshow, I did what we call the life score conversation with your folk, and you got the sense that the impact of that roadshow did something for your region.
Yes.
What happened?
I would say straight after the roadshow, there was definitely a change in the vibe. You could just see it in the spirit, in terms of the way things were done, in terms of the reaction of the people. There was definitely energy, there was excitement, and there was chat in the hallway. I mean, people were excited. They were energized. There's no other word to describe it.
Something happened with actual measurable results as well. You had a good month in November following the roadshow, and apparently you have a not so shabby month again this month.
Yeah.
Tell us about those results.
So, I mean, November we wrote our best figure ever, and I mean, just not in production, we just don't measure production, but I mean, from an overall result perspective, I mean, we get measured on our returns. I mean, we had one of our best returns ever, and I would definitely say that to do with the roadshow and that went with it. I mean, like typical in WesBank, we measure everything. We measure day-to-day production. I mean, as we stand today towards the end of December, as I said, we had our best month ever in November, and we about 50 million plus up on last month.
50 million plus is a big number.
It's a big number, and as I once again said, just not the number as well, in the actual return, and our return on capital as well. I mean, we close to 1.5% up on the previous month.
Do you think your folk see the link between employee engagement and life score?
I think they're starting to see it. As I said right in the beginning, I mean, obviously from our side, we had quite a few follow-ups after that session in terms of that engagement slide, and the conversations we had and the correspondence. But I definitely can see they're bringing it closer to each other. They're aligning it.
Do you think it's sustainable through the weekly modules that we deliver? Do you get any sense of whether people are engaging, whether people are using the materials, the resources that they get every week?
Yeah, I think it's definitely sustainable, and I think it's sustainable because of the the correspondence they get. Because I think it's like anything in life, if you do it and you leave it and there's no reminder or follow up or any visuals or anything, then it tends to go, you tend to forget about it. But with this, there's that constant reminder, and I mean, they see it, and I mean, the more they see it, the more they read about it, the more engaged they become, and obviously the more engaged, the better understanding they have of it.
Typically with interventions, with organizational interventions, there's a lot of skepticism. Typically people are skeptic about change and transformation programs. Every time I'm with your people, I get the sense that there is a overall buy-in, that folk overall are supportive of our efforts. Tell me your sense, in your experience, in your day-to-day connection with your people, after a session like this morning, to what extent do you get a feeling that people are really putting their weight behind this?
As I said, obviously you'll see it in the behavior, you'll see it in the talk. I think there will always be skepticism, but I think once again, a session like this is when you leave here, you mustn't just leave it in terms of there must be follow-ups, there must be regular chats with your staff, in the aisles when you sit with them at coffee breaks, in terms of the correspondence that we send out, just a reminder, just a check-up in terms of how did you experience it, and then obviously they speak to each other as well. So I think the success of it is just not, when they leave here, is to wait till January till we receive the next correspondence or anything. It's the way that we chat with each other afterwards.
When first the opportunity arose for us to do follow-up sessions, and I spoke to all the regional managers, all of the regional managers were keen. You have contact with your colleagues in the other regions. Do you get a sense that they are experiencing benefit as well?
Yeah, so the feedback that I've had and the conversations that I've had with my colleagues, I mean they've all had the benefit of this.
And when I spoke to them, you were the most eager to get a follow-up session structured, to get a follow-up session in place. What made you so willing, so eager to get us in front of your people again?
So I could just see the quick, as I said, in November when we had the first Mark's Roadshow and obviously with your show as well, in terms of you could immediately sense a difference, with the staff and in the workplace, and as that rolled off, over into our results. And I think it's like anything in life, the more you do it, the better you get at it, or there's more reminders, it's fresh in your memory. So I didn't want this sort of festive season now to stand over, and then we come back in January and you basically got to kickstart this whole thing again. So I'm just trying to get that to momentum, and as I said, I've seen the effect of it, to roll it over into the new year, and if then we can in the new year follow up, where we basically left
with
now.
you. It's always a pleasure for me working with your folk. You have a great bunch of people.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time as well.
Wonderful coming to your offices.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.